What is up, wrestling fans? Welcome to another Fannounce Table edition of the Smark Moment Smack Talk podcast. I'm your host, as always, Tony Mango, and joining me are the usual suspects, Callum Wiggins.
Mamma mia.
And Robert DeFelice.
Unbelievable.
What a ride. What we are doing here, as I said before, is Fannounce Table. If you don't know what that is, it is a commentary track where we watch a particular match, or in some cases like an event, and we kind of just chime in on our thoughts. We don't do actual commentary. We're not sitting there going, oh, he hits a hurricanrana or whatever. But we're given the commentary track essentially of what you would get if you would watch like a DVD commentary with like the director or something. Now, obviously, we were not the directors. We were not in this match. And we approach it from kind of a mix of a podcast and that kind of bridging the gap sort of thing. So this is how this is going to work. If you have never listened to a Fannounce Table before, we cannot provide you with the actual match on YouTube. That would be a copyright issue, and that's something that I don't want to deal with when it comes to headaches. So you're going to have to load up the WWE Network, and you're going to have to go to the link, which is on the description below. If you are not on YouTube and you're on iTunes or Stitcher or something like that, then just do a search for WWE Money in the Bank 2011, because that is the event that we're going to be watching. And what we're going to be actually watching for the match itself is the opening match, which is the SmackDown ladder match, which is a contract for the World Heavyweight Championship. Little backstory behind this: that took place July 17th, 2011, in the Allstate Arena in Rosemont, Illinois, which they always refer to as Chicago, but, that's WWE. And we've got a bunch of different competitors. We're not going to break down who it is right now, but yeah, this is how you're going to have to do this. Load that up, and you're going to be on the time code of 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And that one is actually a blank screen right now. It's going to be after the CM Punk promo that opens the pay-per-view. And when you eventually hit play, then you're going to see a WWE logo popping up, and it's going to be like the opening pyro and everything like that. And we're going to have the commentary team giving you a little breakdown of welcome everybody to Money in the Bank and all the other kind of things like that. And how you're going to sync up directly with us is I'm going to give you a 3, 2, 1 play countdown. When I say play, then you hit play. So it's pretty simple. That's all you got to get ready. And once you got that all sorted out, then you'll be ready to go and listen to us and all the other kind of things that go along with that. So get that ready. Get your 210 up on your screen right now on that WWE Money in the Bank 2011 pay-per-view. And 3, 2, 1, play. So you should see money, 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 money. There you go. I'm all synced up with you right now. I'm singing along. So we got Pyro, which I'm lowering my volume because I forgot that Pyro was loud because I'm stupid
Pyro
like
used to be a
that.
thing in WWE.
I miss
They're
Pyro.
not even in Saudi Arabia or Australia or anything.
So, Money in the Bank 2011. I looked at, before we got started here, I looked at my breakdown on the predictions on SmarkDownMoment.com, because SmackDown Moment existed back then, and to give you a little insight on this, my prediction says, this is direct quote, Wade Barrett or Cody Rhodes are the only two I can see winning unless they're willing to waste it. If their game plan is to have someone challenge and lose, it could very well be Sheamus. But if anyone other than those three win, I'll be incredibly shocked. If I had to pick one out of all of them to put my full prediction on, it would be Wade Barrett. Of course, we know in retrospect who wins this, but...
Is it Wade Barrett?
It is not Wade Barrett. I continually gave Wade Barrett more credit than they ever wanted to give him. I wanted him to be facing Undertaker at WrestleMania. I wanted him to be a world champion, all this stuff, and it just never panned out.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Booker T's on commentary.
Wade Barrett really is one of those guys who should have been a bigger star.
Yeah, he really should have.
I mean, we have to obviously acknowledge the fact that even though we're going to be watching this match, this is the show that's infamous for the CM Punk John Cena match at the end of it. So I would highly recommend, if you haven't seen that match and you're listening to this for the first time, then once you've finished following us along for the commentary, I'd check out the main event as well. we're not going to be covering it, but it's definitely a match that you should be checking out.
Yeah, it's one of those like keynote matches that it's happened over the past decade. So we got Sin Cara coming out right now. Tony Schimmel, not going to do his voice crack because Edge is not in this match, but this is the original Sin Cara Azul, as they eventually called him, who eventually was Mystico and Mystiziz and
Aristico, I believe, right now.
Caristico, I think.
Yeah.
Because that's Sin Cara and Mystico, and so this is not Unico that became the Sin Cara that we have now. And this is the little springboard thing. I remember people thinking that he was actually jumping. And it's like, if he's able to jump that fucking big, then he'd be doing much better things during the matches themselves.
Yeah. This was back in the time where during his matches, when he had singles matches, they'd always have that little yellow light going on.
Oh, it was annoying as shit.
That. I really enjoyed that. It gave his matches a different feel. He felt special.
I don't think that they calibrated it correctly. That was the problem. If they would have gone with that and they would have gone with like a more muted color, then I think it would have been great. But it was just like as if like one of the lights busted or something to me.
Unbearded Wade Barrett.
Yeah, not as good as Bad News.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. You're not winning, so.
Yeah. Listen, I still think he should have been a huge deal. Like Tony said, he should have won the world championship. He should have fought the Undertaker. They let him give the Undertaker a wasteland and bury him alive.
I can't hear this song without thinking of David Otunga's outro.
Yeah, I was just gonna say this. Yeah, this is just Justin Gabriel coming out to David Otunga's music.
This is also firmly in the era where people had stupid names like Justin Gabriel, which is like, why do you need two first names? He should have been Justin Angel like they had done, or PJ Black works fine, or he wanted to do that whole Darewolf thing, and that would have been kind of cool. Like, maybe put a mask on him and make him the Darewolf. I would have been down with that, you know?
I mean, you should just be grateful, Tony. Nowadays, he'd just be called Justin.
That's true.
Hey, there's a one name guy. This was an interesting point for Sheamus because he was still firmly a heel, but the crowd had started to turn on him and actually started cheering him a lot more. So people think that it was just like the idea of like behind the scenes to turn Sheamus babyface. It was actually the crowd that turned him babyface.
And this is still me not liking Sheamus.
As soon as he turns babyface, I don't know if I had a disdain for any wrestler as much as I just did not like Sheamus's babyface run. Oh my god, it's no, this is Mustachio Cody. This is
no, this is Undashing.
Cody.
Yeah, this is the grotesque Cody Rhodes. Yeah,
I liked that. I mean, the Dashing Cody Rhodes thing was funny to me, and then when you did the whole thing of him being like, "Oh, I'm ruined," and all like Doctor Doom kind of inspired, I thought that was really cool.
They could have done. I would have been more into this had they done more than just a plastic face mask that you could see he was okay under. Like,
God, what generic job of music do they give Heath Slater at this point?
Isn't he black and white?
This is Heath Slater when he still thought that he would be a main event guy.
I legitimately thought he was going to win this match. I'm sorry, everybody.
So this is the very classic Flight of the Bumblebees music.
It's not Flight of the Bumblebees, it's Ride of the Valkyries.
Ride of the Valkyries, Flight of the Bumblebees, whatever.
Oh my god, if he came out with that'd be great. See, I like this Daniel Bryan a lot though. Like, I mean, he's lacking that oomph, but visually, I think Daniel Bryan looks better with this shorter hair and no beard than he does with the full-on hippie look.
Yeah.
Is this a multi-man match? I think so, because I see Kane.
So Kane at this point is off the back of his real world championship run.
Yeah.
Like that ended in late 2010. Fittingly enough in a ladder match, so.
Que paso. Booker T's so fucking weird during this era.
Yeah.
That's what the whole shucky ducky quack quack and him just being like, you know.
Is this the match where he asks us to look at the eyes of Sin Cara?
Oh, I don't remember for sure. I know that he went on a tirade one time about telling the difference between Sin Cara Negro and Sin Cara Azul was you have to look at the bottom of the boot, which is just like, you're nuts, Booker. I loved it. Booker was
hey, guys.
easily the worst commentator. That was the most fun to listen to.
Hey guys, who remembers the core?
I do.
They couldn't even spell it
Again,
correctly.
Listen, I'm fresh out of high school at this point. I'm about maybe a month out of high school at this point. I was still giving everything a shot. Like, I thought the Nexus was going to be a big thing. I thought,
They should have been.
they trimmed the fat, and now it's the core, and these guys can be a big thing.
You can give Kane a shot.
Oh, you always give Kane a shot.
He's got a ladder right now.
Oh, until Bryan kicks it right in his face.
Go a future team, hell no. Now somebody else is going to kick him, and then now Justin Gabriel's going to hold that, and then somebody's going to baseball slide into him.
Oh, we go. Oh, it's a Cara.
So I haven't seen this match since it happened in 2011. I don't remember a damn thing that happens in it except for something happens with Sin Cara, if I remember correctly.
This is the Sheamus does something to him, right?
Actually, it might not be. It might be in another year, because I kind of remember him having blue. So maybe, I don't know.
But I find it just amazing that these two are former 3-time tag team champions together.
Well, that just goes to show you, like, this time frame. I mean, it happens with every time frame. Let's be honest. Like, if you look at 1994, they're pushing Jacob and Eli blue. If you look at 1999, you've got Flash Funk. Like, it's just, there's random things all the time, but Justin Gabriel's the type of dude that, like, if he could have been a part of the actual NXT, maybe he would have been something more. Because he really wasn't. I mean, he was in that NXT that was like the competition-based thing, you know?
Yeah.
We were having a conversation about Callum saying that this era, at least you had some superstars at the top that were legitimately over. And that's hard to argue, but there's also so much that's just a straight miss.
In a lot of ways, it feels like there's a 10-year period that's just transitional.
I mean, yeah, just to say about that. I mean, it's still the same nowadays. I mean, I think like what we're gonna get in the upcoming like Money in the Bank ladder matches, like Ali's great and stuff like that. Like you've got Ali and people like that in there, but like he's pretty nondescript. Like he's gonna be forgotten about in like 5 years' time, or whatever.
I'd rank, relatively speaking, right now, Ali compared to Justin Gabriel, Andrade compared to
Cody.
Yeah, probably Cody. Who else we have in the Money in the Bank right now? Like,
I'd put McIntyre in that Wade Barrett spot, even though obviously McIntyre now is a lot more seasoned.
Randy Orton's Kane.
Randy Orton's the Kane for sure.
Yep.
So I mean, there's a balance to some things, you know.
It's just
Finn Balor would be the Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, actually, maybe I'd put Ali in the Sin Cara spot or something.
But it's quite interesting, like the people that aren't like in this match that aren't in WWE anymore, and it's not really the people that you might have expected. Because like you got Heath Slater still there, you would have thought he'd be released within a couple of years.
Yeah, he's still in there. You would have thought that they would have done something where like Wade Barrett would have became something like we were talking about, and that he would be like a main event guy right now. He's not in there.
Yeah, same with Cody as well.
Cody seemed like he would be a lifer, and he's, got his own promotion at this point.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about this match? Yes, Sheamus is still with the company, but he's dealing with injury and might be done.
The veteran.
Kane's retired.
Kane's a mayor. Wait, there's a little tiny ladder. I just saw a little tiny one. Is this like
up again in this match?
Yeah, I don't remember for sure what Hornswoggle's up to in this.
No,
is he still with Finlay, or is that a different time?
No, at the moment he's in his I actually remember the promotional poster for this event was a Big Show in a pajamas, reading a bedtime story to Hornswoggle.
God, I hated this whole Hornswoggle thing. Yeah. There was like maybe 3 things that Hornswoggle did in his entire career that I liked, and one of them was the WLC match. That was a bad springboard elbow.
At this point, is Hornswoggle with farting Natalia and the Great Khali.
I'm not. I think that came a little bit later, but at the moment, Sin Cara's actually doing stuff. This old Sin Cara. This was at the time where he wasn't quite a complete failure yet, but we kind of had some inkling that he was going to be a bit of a. Well, he was very error prone, but that's a nice Spanish fly.
This was Sin Cara is going to be the next Rey Mysterio. Before Kalisto was going to be the next Rey Mysterio. Before Rey Mysterio came back and was like, nah.
And let's be honest, Sin Cara was Triple H's first signing and pet project, and wasn't the best look for Hunter.
He is in that range of big signing, this is going to be a great person. Well, not necessarily for some people, but this guy's going to be somebody that I can hang my hat on as somebody that I brought into the company, and then it fails, along with Hideo Itami, Solomon Crow.
I love that.
Yeah.
I just love these sort of like great signals when somebody's not going to win a match, when they start jumping around and start getting so excited about how they're going to win the match. Like, yeah, I'm so pumped up. I'm so going to win this match, and then wow, you didn't win the match. What's the price?
What's up with Barrett having that sideways? Balance it out a little bit there, buddy.
Yeah, I think
you move it a little bit closer to the side and kind of make it a little stable. Yeah. Hey, Ponce is in the crowd.
Yeah. A lot of punk signs out there.
CM Ponce. Now I'm having flashbacks of Clone High. Ponce.
Oh, wow, that
was
almost
not
connected.
good.
Yeah, I think Sheamus was pretty annoyed about that one. Like, how did you not manage to get your foot up that high to his face? I don't think you can really blame Sin Cara for that one.
I think that was mistimed.
Do you think Sheamus intentionally stood on his face there to get annoyed about it? He's so annoyed.
Probably.
Here it comes.
Yeah, so this must be the spot. Although, I do kind of remember maybe something happened with Sin Cara, maybe it was the next year after this where he's wearing blue.
Yeah, I think he was in another Money in the Bank match. I'm not sure if it was
with
next year.
Tensai, I believe.
Oh, yeah. He did. Wow,
that's another total fail.
Yeah.
Look at that ladder. It looks like it's made of wood.
I love the twitching hand. That's a nice little touch.
Yeah. I mean,
although it might not be like a purposeful thing. It might be actually him just being like, this hurts.
You know the reason why they did this spot?
Just because they didn't want him to fail.
It's because Sin Cara had been busted for a 30-day drug suspension.
Oh, yeah. I do remember that now.
So this was their write-off?
Yeah, this was him writing it off. Yeah.
So that's how they end up with the evil Sin Cara, right?
Yeah. As a way to kind of explain why he was off TV for a while. Obviously, a mixture of this injury and he came back as a different Sin Cara. So
well, he is faceless, so.
And they were still. That shows you what era this is. They're still hiding certain things, like drug suspension, where it's like, oh, okay, we can write him off TV.
Is that Nunzio?
Yes, Nunzio. Yeah, Nunzio's a referee for a while. Yeah.
Oh man.
I wonder what he's doing now.
You think Kane ever got a call back to play Uncle Fester?
Tell you what, he would look like a better Uncle Fester than what that animated movie that's coming out with the Addams Family looks like. That animation looks terrible. And now we're dating ourselves.
Yes, we are.
Because we are recording this on the 4th of May, 2019. And,
May the 4th.
Hey, May
that
the 4th
might be the best
you.
movie of all time.
What, May the 4th?
No, the Addams Family, you don't know.
At least it's not May 19th, otherwise Kane would be going crazy right now.
Yeah, how about that? May 19th? It's a weird fucking promo.
Yeah.
That's spoilers for this year's Money in the Bank. Kane is just going to come in and wreck shit because it's May 19th. There goes Sin Cara.
Yep.
Fans going, yay! Getting carted off.
What's John Cena doing in the front row? Like a guy completely decked out in John Cena's attire.
Do you think that the people setting up the stage on shows like this get real fucking annoyed that they're like, God, how many ladders do I have to set up?
Yeah.
No, even worse was that one TLC where they had all those chairs like hanging. That must have been such a bitch.
What do you think? Well, do you think they're
Not as
just
much as-
excited nowadays that they just don't do anything different in staging at all?
Yeah.
Probably easier for them.
Have they got an ambulance at the front of it?
It must have been an ambulance match or something.
No,
I don't remember.
it's an
Oh, it's a
armored
safe.
truck.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
truck.
that makes
Okay,
sense.
yeah.
That's the armored bank
I'm
truck.
sorry, I'm so not used to like creativity and set design nowadays. It's like got confused about what was there.
That'd be funny if they carted Sin Cara out with the bank thing.
Oh, here comes the core ganging up on everyone.
He's Slater with that hair.
So that this is the really era where Booker T kept calling Daniel Bryan D-Bro all the time.
Oh, he's in my fave 5. That's D-Bry.
It's business. Look at Wade Barrett directing
Yeah.
traffic. That's a main eventer right there. Give him the belt.
The damn
Yeah.
right it is.
Without the beard, I just can't see him as a main event.
By the way,
But
it's
also-
so 2011 that beards aren't in style. Really, only Gabriel has a little bit, and Bryan a little bit. But that's it.
And now it's like maybe 3 people on the roster don't have some kind of facial hair.
Yeah. The core's finally over. Rip.
Ripcore.
Oh, yeah, speaking of the final, if you're interested at the final member of the core, Ezekiel Jackson is the Intercontinental Champion at this point in time,
That
which
is a
really
sin.
dates it.
That is a sin, I swear.
I liked Zeke to a certain extent. I liked his
The
theme
man
song
did
a
body
lot.
slam, and that's it.
I liked his torture rack. That was cool. But he wasn't somebody that I think that they really know what to necessarily do with, and that's why they just like randomly gave him the ECW title and the IC title, just as like, I don't know, if we give him something that'll work itself out. And he's another guy, I think, if he would have been in the era of the Performance Center, I think that they really would have been able to do something with him.
Maybe.
I do want to point out here, this match was voted on by the Mega Maniacs Facebook group, and you should absolutely join it if you're listening to us right now. There are so many better ladder matches. There's like so many more star-studded and just, better ladder matches out there, and I really only chose this match just because of who wins.
Well, I mean, I wanted this match just because I remember it being interesting. Maybe because I just remember this show in general as being one of the
Yep.
more memorable shows. But it's also the fact that it's one of the few Money in the Bank ladder matches which is actually meaningful. Because you can talk about stuff like, the RVD one was probably a better match, and he did win it in a big show. But in the end of the day, it didn't matter him winning the WWE Championship. Or you could look at people like Alberto Del Rio. Did it really matter that he was WWE champion a couple of times on this show? But it's like this one, like it launches Daniel Bryan into a different level.
Spoiler.
Yeah, sorry, spoils.
Oh god,
That's 8 years old. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
So what happened in Endgame as well? It's just
So Thanos gets the briefcase,
Yeah.
and
he's making breakfast.
he cashes it in on Captain America.
hey, I mean, for context, we don't know how much money Endgame makes right now, because right now it's like just shy of $2 billion or something. Like, hopefully, at some point in the future, I'm talking about that surpassing Avatar.
I can tell you how many
That's
buys Money in the Bank got. 195,000 on pay-per-view.
This is before the whole WWE Network, obviously. So,
Yeah.
context when it comes to that too.
It just goes to show, like, when we talked about when we did 2001 Wrestling Odyssey, which you should check out. When we talked about the WrestleMania X7 one, that got over 1 million, like, pay-per-view buys.
This is what, 190,000?
195. What difference 10 years makes.
Sheamus, what do you do? Oh, okay. I'm like, I thought he was just not realizing how horizontal works.
Yeah.
Whenever they do stuff like this in a match and something doesn't immediately happen from it, it takes me out. Like, I don't
Yeah,
like
'cause,
them
like-
setting something up and then getting into it 10 minutes later. I'd rather them set something up and do it. Because then I'm looking at it going, all right, well, then the match isn't going to end until they do at least that spot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I appreciated the one-handed chokeslam on Cody Rhodes.
You know what, though? With Kane, it always bugged me that he never really had, like, a proper finisher.
What do you mean it was the chokeslam?
That's, like, Undertaker's sub-move that he just kind of bit off of him, though.
But
Like, he should have had
is-
that as a sub-move and then have
Hey,
a different finisher.
Kane did have that move where he just basically put his hand over somebody's face and choked them out.
Yes, he did.
That's stupid.
He's got a smelly glove, guys. What can I say?
God, it's just so
Daniel Bryan
interesting.
crowd.
Yeah. God, it's like it's a crowd that's came here to watch the indie guys like CM Punk. Submission specialist.
They love calling people submission specialists.
That's all they could give him at this time.
Yeah, he was pretty nondescript at this point. This is before Cole hates Bryan.
No, this is after.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because this one. I guess it is a little bit.
This is Cole starting to move away from being a heel.
Oh yeah.
He is gonna say something along the lines of, "Somebody stop this geek," I think, right before he wins it.
So 2011 Rob right now is going, see, Slater's gonna win.
Okay, you know what?
The crowd looks super pumped for that as well. That'd be like,
listen, Heath Slater's a guy who pinned Chris Jericho and Edge at SummerSlam's main event. Okay.
Yeah. God, it's like I could only think of the equivalent right now would be like Jinder Mahal winning the WWE Championship or something. God.
Hey, in 2011, Jinder Mahal had just showed up, and he was basically the Arab version of Alberto Del Rio. 2011,
crowd. They don't know how many kids he's got right now.
They don't.
No idea how many kids he's got.
He needs that money. He's got kids.
He's got kids on the way.
Mm. Why is Heath Slater taking out everybody?
Why are they talking about being a drum major in high school?
Yeah, I told you he was going to be a thing.
Just like looked like he'd never been on the top rope in his life before.
Yeah.
You think he would have been at all saved had he used his original name of Sebastian Slater?
That was his name, Sebastian Slater?
Yeah.
How stupid is that?
Sounds more like somebody's like actor name.
Yeah. Like Sebastian Slater is in the new Cruel Intentions reboot or something.
Oh, my real name's Hank Jones, but I want to give my name to Sebastian Slater.
Hank Jones.
Holy shit.
What are they doing?
This is not going to land well.
Oh my god, what?
No, you got to figure that out. Didn't work.
That could have been very nasty.
That could not have been the planned spot at all.
I can imagine you doing that if it's like an Evan Bourne or a Rey Mysterio hanging off there, but Heath Slater's a good 200 plus pounds.
Yeah. I mean, they could have done it with Cody even.
Have Sheamus take out everyone.
Guaranteed 2011 May's going. They still didn't do that ladder spot. That's what I'm thinking right now.
It's interesting looking at Sheamus when he had normal hair.
Yeah, he just kind of looks like...
Or as normal as you can get with, like, bright orange hair.
Yeah, he's just a little more pale than the other guys. He doesn't have the mohawk, and they're not chanting, "You look stupid." We're not totally at the point of, like, crowds hijacking shows yet.
Now Sheamus just, like, rearrange everything. It's like, you've got no intention of winning this match anyway, do you?
He's like, where's Sin Cara? I need to put him through this. Money in the Bank ladder matches are always fun, though. I mean, even if it's like a bad one, it's still fun, because ladder matches are just like train wrecks, but in like a good way.
And as this one is going to prove, anybody can win. Because I guarantee you, 2011 us would have been saying, so is Wade Barrett going to win this thing yet?
Yeah, I mean, I've got the document on SmackDown Moment. Like, it's me going like, well, it has to be Cody Rhodes or Wade Barrett, and I'm going to put all my chips in Wade Barrett because it can't be anybody else. Like, that kind of
thing. Bryan was the furthest thing from my mind at this point.
I mean, just based on who Bryan is, and at this point in time and how little he'd been pushed, I still can't wrap my mind around why Vince would have decided that this is the guy who's got to win this match.
Yeah, it's kind of strange.
Like, even now we know how everything's become and how great a superstar he has been, and he's great as a world champion, and he's like one of the top stars in the company. At this point, I still can't wrap my head around it.
I think this was literally, you know how there's the story from the writers? Yeah, that looked painful.
Oh, there's your spot, even though it doesn't break it.
Yeah, and it's like you don't, like nowadays when you know how badly Sheamus is suffering with neck injuries and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's your spinal stenosis guy.
Nah, he's fine.
Fucking hell, that's got no give in it whatsoever.
Probably would have been better off if they would have had it at the higher one.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, now we'll take down the big man.
Yep, everybody jump on the big man. Where's that drinking game, Tony?
Do I have a Money in the Bank drinking game? I know I have one for the Hall of Fame and for Royal Rumble. I don't remember if I had one for Money in the Bank. I should make one up.
I think it's quite interesting that Cody has pretty much all of the same moves that he has now in this match still. And this match is like 8 years old.
Well, he never really changed. He's bulked up a lot, but he never really changed his moveset or anything.
I mean, he's still got the same finisher. He still uses the disaster kick. He still does that, like, pretty much like his pseudo Goldust stuff as well.
He's not going to do that.
Yeah.
That's good.
That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was.
Like how he manages to keep his feet balanced on the two rungs of those ladders and get up with that. Just boots to the chest, and it's just as effective.
Yeah. Credit to Gabriel. He was always fun when it came to those 450s and stuff. Yeah. I liked him. I always thought that... I mean, like I said earlier, if he could have been able to be in a different era, different time frame, they could have made him at least like mid-card champ.
I think he's like, this is Tom Barrett still using that wind. Oh yeah, the Wasteland finisher, which was terrible.
Yeah, that was a really bad finisher.
The forward FU.
What the bullhammer is?
What did he call the bullhammer before it was the bullhammer? Because I remember the souvenir.
Yep.
I loved that name. That was so cool.
That's actually pretty good name.
But they changed it to bullhammer for what reason? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, because they put a red. They changed the strap on the thing from black to red, and so it's meant to be like a bull. Like he had, like, it was a bull seeing red, and then he just hit it.
Are you kidding?
That's actually probably. Really
I'm trying to make sense of people being stupid.
It was probably just somebody backstage was just like, I don't like gift shops. That's it.
Or Vince was like, "Hey, buddy, that elbow's so strong, it's like a hammer."
From a bull.
And I just watched the Chicago Bulls for the first time last night.
And their color is red. You should wear red.
Yeah. Oh, putting on a guillotine choke because he's a mission specialist.
Get it? Even though I know you don't get it anyway.
Dork that he didn't just like yank it off.
Oh, that's quite a big fall for Rhodes there.
Especially that they did off camera. So it's like it doesn't
sure
even amount to anything.
So at this point, we're all thinking, okay, Bryan's gonna win. Barrett's gonna win.
Yeah, I'm sure right now I was thinking that he was gonna give Wasteland to him and then climb up and win or something.
I'll give you 17-year-old me's reaction to this. Wait, what? What?
I'm pretty sure I was excited by this.
Okay. Oh my God, they're actually gonna give it to Bryan. Oh.
That's the crowd right now, just going, "Oh shit! Oh shit!
Holy shit! Ring of Honor invasion! Yeah, yes."
Struggles with it for a bit, but
there you go.
Yeah, there we go.
And the crowd fucking blows. Like, I paid to see Daniel Bryan. That sign just happened to be in the crowd.
And this is the start of one of the greatest underdog stories in WWE history.
And we've still got like 2.5 years to go.
Do you remember every single week following this when Bryan just lost over and over and over again?
Oh, yeah, that's typical Money in the Bank.
That started the trend.
Yeah.
Give somebody something and then have them lose over and over again because, damn it, they're Money in the Bank. It doesn't matter if they lose. They can eventually cash in. And then when it comes to the cash in, for a lot of people, it's like, well, they don't need to win the cash in. And then it's like, oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
Do you
like
think
Damien Sandow and stuff.
Bryan the briefcase just to be like, The crowd's gonna love it. We're not pushing Bryan, but this is a big moment, and then we'll figure out what to do with him.
I completely agree with the point that they gave him the briefcase and had absolutely no idea who he was going to win it against or when he was going to cash it in.
It wouldn't shock me at all if they had that mentality of saying, this crowd's going to be very pro CM Punk. They'll love the Daniel Bryan thing, too.
Yeah. Bryan looks pretty emotional.
Yeah, because at this point he's thinking, holy shit, I wasn't supposed to get this. This is the biggest thing I'll ever do.
It'd be funny if it was a shoot. He just kicked, like Barrett was supposed to win, and Bryan just kicked his head off and knocked him off the side, and then climbed up and said, oh shit, now I've got to run with it.
And that's why Cole's like, are you kidding me? It's like, it's not in the script.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
that was not supposed to be the thing that they were supposed to do, for sure.
Yeah, Kane barely got absolutely no way near catching him on that one. So yeah, I think just as a match, it's like it's not as good as I remembered it being.
These are always better in the moment because with hindsight, it's kind of like, well, really, did we really think Heath Slater was gonna win? You know?
Well, at the time, I gave this a review saying that this wasn't all that great, that this was probably my least favorite Money in the Bank ladder match at all times at that point, because there weren't a ton of spots to it, and I still was going into these matches thinking that they were going to be complete spot fests. And they had some spots here and there and stuff, but like, really the only one that really counts is the Sin Cara one. Everything else is just, you're on the ladder and somebody knocks you off of it, you know?
All right, guys, real quick. Mount Rushmore Money in the Bank briefcase designs.
The gold one that Seth Rollins had is easily the best, and then I don't know.
So for me, the gold one, the just straight black, the red, and I guess the women's one.
The women's one will be number 2 for me. I really like that one.
I don't.
Oh, there's John Laurinaitis. Who the fuck is that guy?
It's just a guy.
Well, this was at a point where they were talking with like CM Punk's lawyers and stuff like that.
Probably like a writer or something.
Because they were still trying. Because still in storyline, CM Punk had not signed his contract to re-sign with WWE.
Supposedly, realistically, he hadn't signed it either. I think he signed it like during that ladder match we just watched.
I'll tell you who that guy would have been. He would have been on the list of supporting characters or ancillary characters for the year or whatever.
He just made the list.
I bet he won too.
So that's the SmackDown 2011 Money in the Bank match. And now we have the hindsight of knowing Daniel Bryan not only won that, but he eventually won the title too. And he actually cashed it in on an event that I was there for, which was TLC. And that was super fun because that was the first event that I had been to in a long, long time. I think actually that was the first pay-per-view that I had been to since Mind Games. So, I mean, that context for that, like I wasn't expecting that to happen. And that was just like, oh, wow, this is great. And, you know, then we know how Daniel Bryan's career went from that point. Oh, the Bella Twins are coming out now. Oh, I like that, the little Money in the Bank briefcase on top of the Titantron. That's cool. They have, like, the little top in the right side.
But it's all right, no, at least when we watch these things, we know in hindsight that how everybody's careers panned out beyond this point. So, Daniel Bryan became the huge star that he became. Wade Barrett didn't get anywhere near close to potential he was supposed to get to, and, like, walked out on the company. Cody Rhodes is now going into Double or Nothing as one of the biggest stars outside of WWE. Justin Gabriel's just PJ Black doing stuff on the indies.
He's signed to Ring of Honor now.
Yeah. Heath Slater's got kids and he's still jobbing in WWE. That Sin Cara is no longer with the company anymore. He's back in Mexico. Kane is doing mayor duties in Knox County. And Sheamus is got a fucked up spine.
I wonder why. Did you see that fucking joke lab?
And the women's division is so much better than this. Yeah. We got Kelly as champion and Eve Torres just hanging out next to her because why not? And the Bell Twins. The Bell Twins look great. But Yeah, this is a completely different era for the women's division.
Nikki doesn't have the enhancements, and it's
This was
actually
the time where they
harder
still.
to tell who it is.
Yeah, well, this is the point where they still could do Twin Magic.
Yeah.
Except, and then in the future when they did do Twin Magic, they had to stuff Breeze,
Yeah.
like top or stuff like that.
Yeah, so obviously we're not. Oh, is that John Cone?
That is.
Short-haired John Cone. Oh.
That's the father of Nicholas.
Yeah. At this point, Nicholas is what? How old is
1,
Nicholas?
2?
Like, yeah, 1 or 2. Jesus. Wow.
Ooh.
That's really strange to think about.
So
we
former Raw
had
Tag Team champion Nicholas
It's so weird to say.
Yeah.
is still breastfeeding at this point. Like,
so yeah, that's 20 in the bank. 20 in the bank. That's Money in the Bank 2011. Maybe there was 20 in the bank. Maybe they just had like a $20 bill inside of that for anybody who grabbed it. And those are our thoughts about it. So drop a comment below on YouTube. And if you are there, hit that subscribe button and ring that little bell for the notifications, because we've got plenty of things that are going to be coming your way, including the Money in the Bank predictions eventually when we get down to closer to that event. Not the 20 in the bank predictions, but there's 19 before that. We've got hot tags coming up every week. That is always happening. If you are listening on iTunes and Stitcher or Spotify or Google Play or any of the other kind of things like that, leave us some kind of a rating, like a star rating or something on iTunes or whatever these other platforms have going on. Check out smarkoutmoment.com for all the things that are happening there. Go to the Redbubble and TeePublic if you want to pick up some merchandise and buy like a t-shirt that says Smark Out Moment on it or something like that. We've got the Patreon, if you want to throw some spare change our way and donate $1 or anything else to those different tiers, go ahead and do that. I think that's on the Smark Out Moment side of things, stuff that I got to talk about. Obviously, if there's more content, it's on smarkoutmoment.com, and you'll find like the weeklies and different things that are happening there. WWE changes things all the time, so that's the best place to check to see if anything has been updated, because I update it quicker than they do sometimes. I got fanboysanonymous.com. That's lots of movie reviews and stuff happening over there. So check that out and subscribe and follow all the things that are on Fanboys. And I got some other stuff on eWrestling News and Bleacher Report and elsewhere. So check those things as well. But that's my plugs. Let's pass the baton over to Rob.
all right, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DudeFelice. You can check out everything I've got going on with eWrestling News, The Ring Report, WrestleZone, and I feel like I'm forgetting something. Smack Out Moment, but you're already listening to this. Yummy in the Bank coming May 16th on WrestleZone's Facebook page. That is a video game match where 8 fast food mascots will compete for a Money in the Bank briefcase. It'll be a lot of fun. And you can also check out 2001 A Wrestling Odyssey, but to tell you more about that, here is Callum Wiggins.
Thank you. You can first find me on Twitter at Wickermeister14. Follow me on there. Check out the power rankings and all the other weekly articles on Smark Out Moment. And yes, 2001 Wrestling Odyssey. We have episodes for January, February, March, WrestleMania X7 and April up on the YouTube channel and on iTunes and all the other podcast platforms that we're on. So check those out. The May one will be coming towards the second half of the month, so stay tuned for that, as well as all the other stuff we've got coming up soon.
Alrighty, everybody. So hit that like button, hit that follow, whatever platform things, and share us to everybody that you think could be interested in listening to this audio commentary track for Money in the Bank 2011 SmackDown ladder match. And we will see you next time, everybody. This has been another Smark Out Moment, and we're being counted out.